Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I am Isana Kayatano.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
And it's Monday, December 8th. Good morning, Sab. Good morning, Belize.
Good morning, Isani. Happy Monday. How you doing?
Man, I'm good.
Feeling rested?
Extra good. I can't say feeling rested. It was an eventful weekend, very eventful weekend, right?
We can talk about it in a few.
But it's the season.
It is.
So I can't complain about being rested or not.
All right. Well, here's what we have lined up for our viewers this morning in terms of conversation. What you got for us?
So this morning, we're going to be exploring the roots of addictive behaviors. We're going to be turning up the Christmas cheer with Cellular World. We're playing and winning with purpose, and we're discussing the $1 million jackpot. And of course, we are discussing whether alcohol companies be held accountable for the social effects of their products. Wow.
Oh, wow. This is an interesting one. We actually had a sort of like a hot discussion on this on Friday as well. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And I know that there are several views on it. But you said you had an eventful weekend.
Yeah, man. Like this weekend, Christmas parties. This weekend, GST free. But we'll get into the GST free part, right? But no, I'm simply saying that, you know, in December, much like in September, there's so much to do. And once you get on top of it, it feels as if the time is just flying past, right?
Yeah.
This weekend, I was overseeing some projects at home, right? You know, I'm this guy that always prioritizes things that
we know,
about the house,
we know.
Right?
He's like an interior designer, guys. You gotta see it.
Those I was during the day, for the most part, I was tied up with that. But I was also out and about for the GST free weekend as well. And yes,
what was the crowd like for the GST free weekends?
Thick,
stores,
to say the least, right? We went, you know, basically to 4 of the major stores because it's that time of year where we have to, you know, buy decorations and different things like that, right? Thankfully, the kids weren't with us, so we never had to worry about, you know, my son wanting everything that he sees, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, so we went to several of the I call them the big stores, and people, you know, and this is all about economic activity. So everybody was getting their 12.5% off on items that were that qualified.
And some stores had additional discounts added to that.
Some stores had sale plus that. And this is just the first weekend of 2.
Yeah.
And I presume that closer to Christmas, when the second one comes around, all our last minute people.
I know, I hate it for me. I hate it for me so much. But you know what? I will suffer through it. I did not take advantage of the first GST weekend for December. I was busy trying to get some rest and get ready for a Christmas party because, as you rightly mentioned, this month is also notable for workplaces hosting gatherings for their staff. I even saw a school have like a winter gala. I believe SCA had a winter gala.
So my daughter, she's in 3rd form, right?
Oh my God, already?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I could remember when she graduated primary school. Okay, continue.
Time flies fast, right?
Yes.
Time flies super fast. But yeah, so my daughter attended the winter gala this year, and it was kind of bittersweet for me.
Yeah.
Simply because I had another arrangement that I had to deal with. But seeing her getting ready and everything, like I start thinking, wow.
Soften your cool heart, Joe.
Time flies fast, man.
Melt his heart of ice.
Man.
Yeah, I know though. A lot of places. I saw some people posting online. I love when Christmas time comes around. I love seeing everyone all dressed up. For a lot of people, you know, they really look forward to this time of the year. Some people bring out their significant other, bring them to the work function, and that's also nice as well. So I love watching it online. I love seeing you guys look all fancy up and everything for December. And for those who chose to take advantage of the GST free weekend as well, kudos to you, man. I'm going to be in the second round, and I'm going to suffer through it. But let's jump into some of the things we think you should know before you leave your homes this morning. Starting off with the Ministry of Education and BNTU Kumbaya with joint commitment. Also, government unveils plans for Stella Maris rehabilitation. Government grants $200,000 lifeline to Inspiration Center. Mexico freezes Miss Universe co-owners' bank accounts. And we also want to add one more to this list. This is a late development coming out of last night, I believe. There is an alleged altercation between a minister's driver and someone going by the name Zach Reish. That has been making its rounds. We've been seeing surveillance footage of this altercation as well. But Isani, with a long list like this one, let's jump into the latter, perhaps.
Let's start there. So, over the weekend, there was an apparent altercation between the driver of Fort George Area Representative and Minister of Public Service, Henry Charles Usher, and businessman Zach Reish, right? Apparently that incident happened here in Belize City, where it stemmed from, I would say, a traffic situation, right? Apparently, Mr. Reish was cut off in traffic, and it almost created a collision between the vehicles. I guess from what he shared with me, unbeknownst to him, who were the occupants of the other vehicle. And you know, in a situation where I wouldn't describe it as road rage per se, but when someone cuts you off in traffic and you have to be maneuvering to avoid hitting another vehicle or someone, you kind of get ticked off, right?
Yeah.
And so, well, words were exchanged, but reportedly he did not know who was in the vehicle, the other vehicle that is. So he drove off, went about his business. Or
this
so
is Mr. Reish?
Yes.
Okay.
But apparently he was followed by the other vehicle to the store that he, and we have footage of this, right?
Yes.
To the store that he went to make his purchase, and apparently the minister's driver exited the vehicle. Words were apparently exchanged again, and the driver reportedly produced a firearm and placed it on Mr. Reese's chest, like, right? And there are a lot of questions, and again, this is without hearing the other side of this incident, but as I've mentioned, there is footage that shows, you know, parts of what I'm describing here.
Are you able to pinpoint the area in Belize City that this happened?
So, it's in that area of Belama.
Okay,
right?
I think I recognize the store.
It's in that area of Belama.
Yeah.
But I have a number of questions regarding, so that's part of it right there, right? I have a number of questions regarding this whole scenario. So we know that elected officials, those who have ministerial rank, are assigned a driver.
Yes.
And in some cases, depending on the office you hold, you are assigned police security, right? So for instance, the Prime Minister has a security detail, the Minister of Home Affairs also has a security detail, and so on. But when you have a situation where the driver sort of doubles as a security, then my question has to do with, are these individuals trained to handle a situation where they either have to diffuse a situation or they have to step in and protect, in this case, the minister, right? So those are just some of the basic questions. And I think if there is an exchange of words where there is no clear and present danger, then it's unbecoming of anyone to be able to just produce a firearm and, either wave it around or point it at somebody or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even in the face of, excuse me, even in the face of a heated back and forth, right? In other words, two people can engage in an argument, but you have to exercise restraint and not, pull out a weapon, not for words spoken. It has to be perhaps a physical altercation where you're meeting that force with an equal force or what have you, right? But again, like I said, we're going to be following it up to see what the other side, in a manner of speaking, has to share on this incident. But this is what transpired over the weekend.
So a couple things. I mean, one, I looked at the video and you can see the driver visibly parked in a lane. He didn't even necessarily pull off the side of the road. But two, I wanted to acknowledge perhaps something that you have not mentioned as yet, and I don't know if it's because we haven't confirmed it, but you said that there was a report that was made.
Yes. So I think this was what was shared with us, right?
Okay.
What makes this equally interesting, notwithstanding what has happened there, is the fact that Mr. Reish went to the police station to file a complaint, to file a report of what took place. And he was apparently told that for his own safety, that they would not record the statement.
Wow.
Now, this is the part that completely floors me, right? If you feel wronged by someone in a criminal manner, you're supposed to go to the police and report what happened. They can't tell you, you know what, because of the people named in this thing or whatsoever, that we don't want to take your report. How does that work? Right? I happened to be around or with a very senior police officer yesterday, and we were discussing this very same thing. And even that kind of, threw him off when he found out about it, because at the end of the day, anybody supposed to be able to walk up to a police officer at a station and say, hey, you know what, I came to file a report, something just happened at home, or something just happened at work, or wherever the case may be, something just happened and I came to file a complaint. Somebody's supposed to take that complaint.
Yeah.
They can't simply say, oh, because it's this person or whatsoever, that we won't, because you have to worry about your safety.
To me,
work like that.
It kind of makes me think about the power, or the really, for the lack of a better word, the power of some of these persons so connected to these ministers as well, or these politicians. Because when you think of a driver, the purpose of them is to transport the minister from different places, point A to point B. But in this case, I mean, this happened at night. You imagine he was off duty, he wasn't working. But to hear a police officer tell another civilian that we don't recommend, or look, we don't advise you to make this report because, you could end up being harmed as a result. It really goes to show the level of connection that a lot of these people have, and really who has the real power here.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary to think of. And with this coming out, I mean, I wonder if the minister himself, Minister Henry Charles Usher, would be willing to make a comment on it, if we would also be able to hear from the driver himself to essentially say what actually happened, because we have it on video footage. I mean, you can't necessarily knock that. It's right there in black and white.
There's two sides to every story. Some would say there are three sides to a story.
Yeah.
But at least from what we have and what was shared with us, there was an altercation, right? We shared how it came to be, and of course we'll be following it to see where this goes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of ministers, because I think I wanted to also highlight the fact that, especially in that story that you just mentioned, the fact that this is the very same minister who could have potentially been the minister of police as well.
Yeah.
Of course, he asked to remain in his current portfolio. But speaking of switching, we know that Minister Francis Fonseca has now assumed the Ministry of Education once more. And there were several discussions around the Ministry of Education and the removal of Minister Rekenya. And essentially just a lot of talks around if there were real confidence in him leading this Ministry of Education. And so now seeing Minister Fonseca back at the helm of the Ministry of Education, and one of the more recent reports coming on the news last week being that the MOE and the BNTU, now signing a joint commitment. I wonder if this is really a step in the direction of seeing the ministry once more have confidence in the minister.
So here's how I look at this thing, right? I believe that Minister Fonseca, despite all of his portfolio responsibilities, is a pretty solid Minister of Education.
Yeah.
I say that simply because you've never heard of that kind of friction between the teachers or the unions and the ministry when he's at the helm. It's not to say that everything between the unions and the ministry is honky-dory.
Yeah.
When they buck heads, they're bucking heads, right? But it did not feel, or it does not feel as volatile under Minister Fonseca as it is with other ministers who are assigned that portfolio. So when they met fairly recently, and there was this picture taking this photo op moment, and things seem to be heading off in the right direction with them, I think it's welcoming.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, especially around this time of year, you're hearing about a buildup of tension between the teachers and the ministry, and there will be industrial action if we don't get what we want type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But this time around, it seems pretty tame, and I like it that way.
I mean, don't we all? But I appreciate this update as well, because I think more than anything, we want to ensure that the unions, especially the Belize National Teachers Union, get everything that they deserve as well. We've been following their developments throughout the course of 2025, and I think it's worth highlighting, especially after so many shuffling that took place. One of the other things that I wanted to also acknowledge, especially since it's a Monday and you might be wondering, what am I doing here on the couch? Where is April? Well, April is actually currently in India, and it's also related to culture and the ministry under Minister Francis Fonseca. Now, this is a really interesting update, and I think we also highlighted it earlier in the year, but this is, of course, to solidify that announcement that was made. Now, Christmas Brahman Sambai is a tradition of Gales Point, Isani, and you would know that. But it was also nominated for inscription to the UNESCO representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And so Belize sent representatives to be present to see if Belize and these cultural traditions would be making that list. And that is currently being held in India. And so our very own April Martinez is representing, I believe, the National Institute of Culture and History, I believe more specifically ISCR. So that's exciting.
The significance of this is, if you would recall that the Garifuna language and the culture has also been part of the UNESCO intangible, right? So with this now, you have this Creole, and this uniquely Creole, I describe it as a movement, a cultural movement per se. If you've ever been to Gales Point in December, or even if you haven't been to Gales Point, I say that because a couple times on our morning show set, we've brought them to perform. And that is something that is deeply cultural, and it's a rich part of who the Creole people are, right? And for us as Belizeans to be able to make this application or a petition that, look, you guys have to recognize this part of our culture as something that is intangible and inherent to humanity, that makes me as a Belizean feel proud, right? Even if we get it or we not get it, is the fact that it's actually being considered, it's being put to the table as something that we want to enshrine, means a lot.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and especially since it's this time of the year as well. As you mentioned, we've had representatives from Gales Point Village on the show highlighting what their Brahm would look like. And so it's really cool to see that that is also being recognized worldwide as well. And even if we don't get the actual recognition, I think just having representation there, it really goes to show that it's something that's appreciated as well. So kudos to everyone that's currently representing representing us, and also to April. We are so happy that you are out there representing our GBM family as well. But Isani, I'm going to wrap things up there on some of the things we think that you guys should know before you leave your homes this morning. If you have any thoughts on either of the topics mentioned, let us know in the comments section. At this time, we are going to move now into our weather update to find out what it will be looking like throughout today and the rest of the week. Here's your eye on the weather. All right, here's this morning's eye on the weather. It calls for sunny with cloudy spells today and mostly cloudy tonight. Some showers, periods of rain, and isolated thunderstorms are expected around the country today and tonight as well, especially over inland and northern areas this afternoon and the coast tonight. Moving into our temperatures. Today's temperatures calls for 85 degrees Fahrenheit for highs along coastal areas, then dropping to a low of 75. Inland will be experiencing very similar temperatures with highs of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, then dropping to a chilly low of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And then in the hills, highs will look like 78 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping to lows of 64. In terms of our extended forecast, Tuesday and Wednesday calls for very similar temperatures as well for inland and coastal areas. Coastal areas will be experiencing highs of 80 degrees Fahrenheit, then dropping to lows of 76. And then inland, 82 degrees Fahrenheit for highs, then dropping to lows of 68. And as I mentioned on Wednesday, very similar as well, 82 and 84 for highs, 73 and 66 for lows. And then on Thursday and Friday, also very similar temperatures, 84 and 86 for highs for inland and coastal areas, then dropping to lows of 74 and 68 on Friday as well, 85 and 87 for highs, and then for lows 75 and 71. The sun rose this morning at 6:11 a.m. and it's set to set at 5:18 p.m. The moon set will take place at 9:53 a.m. and rise at 9:26 p.m. In terms of our marine conditions, the sea state is light chop to choppy, that is, with winds blowing from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots. Today's tides will look like a low tide taking place at 7:09 a.m. and then a high tide at 1:13 p.m. Another low tide will take place at 6:04 p.m. and then tomorrow a high tide at 12:26 a.m. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, brought to you by the folks from the National Meteorological Service. Isani, back to you.
All right, great job, Sabrina. Guys, when we come back, we will be exploring the roots of addictive behaviors. We're going to be joined by Dr. Joel Cervantes. Stay with us.
Open your eyes, streets gone too.
Somebody call police, call Coast Guard, BDF, Santa, anybody with a badge.
This could be the biggest story of the year.
Guys, we need headlines.
What about no Christmas tree? Big problem.
I hope we never keep the security footage as well.
Wait, how we want to sell Christmas packages with no Christmas?
Courtney, they thief Christmas.
What? I hope they never Grinch.
It is the Grinch.
Make him look dangerous, but Christmassy.
Okay, posting now.
For this, we need the eye in the sky.
Okay guys, prompter is loaded.
Audio check. Ready to go live.
Stand by in 3, 2, 1.
Christmas has been stolen by none other than the Grinch. We now go to Paul Lopez for a live report.
Yes, Sabrina. Eyewitnesses saw him struggling carrying all that Christmas decorations. He couldn't have gotten too far. We spoke.
Excuse me, Paul. I'm being told we have a sighting of this green menace in our backyard.
Aha, we got him green-handed. At GBM, not even the Grinch could cancel Christmas.
This past year, we have enjoyed creating moments to bring you and your families together. And this holiday season, we wish you and your families even more togetherness, with moments filled with love, laughter, and joy. We wish you a Merry Christmas and much success in the new year from all of us here at GBM.
All I need this Christmas time is to keep your heart near mine. Smart's the way I'm gonna reach you. Every message, every call. I don't need a gift to hold, just a voice that feels like home when the date is flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you. May every hello I miss you, every Merry Christmas too. Through the season warm and bright, Smart connects our hearts tonight. All we want this Christmas time is that feeling so divine. Sharing joy across the nation, Smart connects our families, keeping every heart in touch. 'Cause the season means so much when the data is flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you.
May every hello, I miss you, and Merry Christmas find its way through.
Because no distance is too far when we're smartly connected.
Merry Christmas!
Smart, bringing people together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit, and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
It's Christmas time at Brothers Habet and Habet, and we have some great gifts for you, like our signature 15% off all Berger, Penta, and domestic paints, and 30 to 40% off selected and discontinued colors. 15% off all power tools, 20 to 30% off select tiles, 20 to 65% off light fixtures, and 40% off sunlight windows and mirrors. Also, GST free days on December 6th and 20th. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a $500 gift certificate in our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at Brothers Habet and Habet.
And welcome back. Guys, we have been joined by Dr. Joel Cervantes. He is a neurologist at the Belize International Institute of Neuroscience. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And season's greetings.
Same here.
So we're discussing addictive behaviors, right? And the root or the causes of addictive behaviors. Let's begin first of all by getting a definition of what an addictive behavior is.
Okay. It's when you lose the capability of choice over what you consume and you're not aware of it. That's a basic definition. That is not a medical text definition. So I repeat it, you lose the option of choice or control over anything you consume and you're just not aware of it.
Yeah. So consumption in this case does not necessarily mean literally what you put in. It's perhaps activities or certain things that you would get caught up with, so to speak. So use consume again in that term. But to say, okay, if there's an addiction to gaming, video games, if there's an addiction to, alcohol, or a particular type of food or something
Content that you would consume.
Content, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it could be, addiction can be substances, alcohol, tobacco, cocaine, marijuana, anything in that line. It could also be other things, addiction to porn, to sex. I have an addiction reading medical material in my line.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my addiction, right? So it's any activity or it's any substance that you are consuming can become an addiction.
Yeah.
How does a person get to that point of becoming addicted to something, especially since we are separating that you can become addicted to something even if it's not a tangible substance that you're consuming?
Okay, well, we have a concept in medicine we call homeostasis. It just means neutrality.
Yeah.
So our body functions like a seesaw. On a seesaw you have two people of equal weight on both sides. So our brain works with a reward program, and there's a specific chemical, you want to call it money, right? And it's called dopamine. And basically, any one of these activities or substances that we tend to like, we're going to spike up the dopamine. We get more dollars. We get more dollars, we get more excitement, and that's what the brain looks for. But because this is a seesaw concept, we have to balance that motivation for my reward, but the counterpart to it is what we call pain. I'm not talking about just physical pain. So what the body tries to do is after you have gone up, 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 it has to bring it back down to a baseline. And we all have a baseline that we inherit from our procreators, our parents, right? But if we go abusing and each time we're spiking up more that dopamine, what the body does eventually is that our baseline come back below rest level, which is the pain level. It's going to take it lower each time. So each time we need more dopamine to reach that high, to feel that excitement and that fulfillment we're looking for.
That's really interesting when you paint that picture, because I feel like I could make the connection with substances, you know, when we think of alcohol, when we think of any type of drug, but I'm trying to make that connection as well with other types of consumptions or things that you would consume that people would potentially become addicted to. For example, if you look at pornography, there are people who are addicted to watching pornography. However, there are other persons who are not addicted to it. How do you make that explanation then?
Well, everybody's born with a certain hereditary traits, but it's all environment. It's what we're exposed to.
Okay.
And the thing is that those of us that live in cities, well, I don't know if we have life easier or more difficult. I would say more difficult because we have everything digital at hand.
Yeah.
And so it being an easy world whereby we no longer have to go out and look for a water source or some vegetable or fruit or meat. It's right at the supermarket. But we no longer have to go out in a city and I have to go to dig a well, or I have to kill an animal, slaughter an animal so I can get meat or grow crops. Everything is at hand. So it's so easy that everything is at hand, that the environment is what is creating addictions, including addiction can be somebody who is very much into religious affairs. You know, I have to go to church and nothing is going to change it. That's an addiction. So addictions are not only what generally we see as negative on the spectrum, but it's anything that we do in excess that we're not aware of and we've lost control.
Yeah.
And that could explain your addiction that you mentioned having as well.
Well, yes, you know, my wife has to remind me, hey, you know, you're not just the doctor and the scientist. You're also, you're a father, you're a husband, you're a normal human being. So I leave those, you know, those books and things behind and let's do something with the family.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to get caught up in any activity that you're passionate about, that you're invested in, that it's normalized. Like you don't feel as though you're addicted to something. It just becomes a part of your routine, so to speak. How do people come to that reality that, you know what, maybe my behavior is excessive when it comes to this particular activity? How do you come to that realization, and then how do you begin the process of either coming down from that or seeking the assistance that you need?
Most people don't. Right now, the majority of the people who are watching us don't even realize that they have some addiction. Right? It's when it starts to cause problems in your personal life, your professional, social, personal, financial life. That's when you know you have an addiction and you have to look at it. And there isn't a magic pill or an injection for this. It's important to note that addictions have to be taken care of by professionals, especially people in mental health, psychologists, psychiatrists, experts like myself. It's usually a group of people, and including support groups. So it's knowing that, geez, I'm going to lose my marriage. I'm going to lose my kids. You know, like I'm not me anymore. Things are changing, and I'm so much into this activity or substance, whatever it is, that my wife no longer looks at me like a husband. My kids are looking like, I don't care about that. He's so much invested in whatever he's doing. That is an addiction, and that's when we need to look for help.
That's like with gambling, for instance.
Oh, that's a good one.
You have people who go to the casino, the first break they get, they're there, and they don't realize how low they've sunken when you're talking about all your finances and everything being pumped into chasing this jackpot that seems unattainable, right? I think for some people it's not until they reach rock bottom that they realize, you know what, I think I gone too far, or I think I need help at this point. But you're right, I don't believe that enough people or many people find themselves at that point where they say, you know what, let me try to address this issue that I'm dealing with.
Well, I want to state this. You know, the most common example of addiction is that we're in the digital age. Right? And
that doom scrolling, right?
Right, exactly. I would quite easily say that 9 out of 10 young people are addicted to social media.
That is so
That's
true.
the most common example. And that's just, I don't have those official stats. That's what I'm seeing in my office each time. You know, it's apparent, you know.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I wanted to know, do you find a lot of people accepting the possibility of them being addicted to something and coming to your office or seeking professional help?
Most times, no. It's when, like I said before, it's when they're losing it, they're losing their mind, they're losing their life, they're losing their family, their status quo. That's when people usually would come looking for help. Or perhaps listening to a loved one, a spouse or a very close friend or family member, a pastor, and they're getting that recommendation, they're going to come looking for help.
What are some of the common addictions that you've been finding at your desk, here in Belize at least?
Alcohol, cigarette consumption, smoking, vaping, marijuana, cocaine. I don't get much people to talk about being sex or porn addictions. It's more substances.
Yeah.
Like people, they're gonna admit to substances, but not to behaviors. Right.
So why do you think that is the case then? I think that's a valid point for us to perhaps spend a bit of time on, because as Isani opened up saying, we normally associate addictions with substances. If you can't necessarily see it, I don't think there's really an acknowledgement that is taken where addiction is concerned.
Well, I think our society, I think it's cultural. I think we're not a society as yet that has opened up to the topic of addictions beyond substances.
So let's talk about alcohol addiction and abuse then. So last week, there was an alarming figure that was shared in terms of some data that was presented in the media about the exposure of children to alcohol at a certain age, right? And in Belize, it's a cultural thing, as you mentioned earlier, where we're all social drinkers, but at what point do you begin to cross that line where it's no longer just in social circles, it becomes something where I need a drink today, and it's no longer just one drink, it becomes several drinks and several days, and it becomes this cycle that's next to unbreakable?
Well, firstly, we should never give alcohol to any kid, anybody who's below the age of 18. Right? But I'll be honest with you, I would take it further, because recent information that came in, we talked about before about the brain developing until 24, 25, perhaps 30. The latest information I've looked at talks about 30 to 32.
Yeah.
So imagine that a brain can be destroyed up to the age of 32 with whatever substance or activity. What I think it comes with what social responsibility and family values I have. Personally, I have alcohol at home, but I don't touch them. I mean, it's like perhaps once every 3 months I might take just a little taste of whatever I have there. Those bottles are more for the guests that I have. When people come, you know, I'll serve something for you, you can help yourself. But they're just sitting there, and it's basically I don't buy them. It's that sometimes patients out of gratitude come and they give you a bottle of whatever, you know, as a token, as a gift, and saying thank you for whatever you've done for them and their family member.
So I want to look at this a little bit further, because it's so interesting. We were having this conversation last Friday, Doc, and we were looking at the different faces of people that might be addicted to alcohol for various reasons. And one of the conversations that we were having was perhaps professions that could lead to addictions as well. One of my colleagues was talking about the fact that they were in the teaching profession, and you know, it's a high stress job. You come home after work and you're still working again, and sometimes you just need that glass of wine to just wind down. And from that one glass of wine to just wind down, it turned into an everyday thing where every single day you need that glass of wine. And
it becomes a bottle.
And then it becomes a bottle. And that's one example of it. This person also mentioned that in some cases I wouldn't even drink it. I just needed to have it there, just to have that presence for comfort, because I associated it with winding down. In other instances, I could look at our own profession that we are in, Isani, that's also very high stress. And so after a long day at the office, chasing these stories that are a lot of times traumatic incidences, you need to wind down as well. How could that potentially lead to a behavior that could lead to something along the addicted side to substances?
Well, what you're doing there is that you're taking your work problems home, and you're taking it home with the excuse that you need to consume wine or a substance to be able to wind down. What do? The moment I leave the office, I click off. I'm no longer the doctor.
But that's hard to do for a lot of people when you have a lot on your shoulders.
All right, let me jump in and say this then, right? I think as individuals, we all have our vices.
Yeah.
And vices can go from simply that to an addictive behavior or substance abuse if that were the case, right? So if we look at people in the media, and this is anecdotal, this is nothing that I say is a statement of fact, but more often than not, you find that people in the media drink, they smoke, they gamble, some people womanize, some people do other things. And I go from vices that they have to where they no longer have control over it and it becomes a serious problem. You find that people leave work and the first thing they go to the rum shop, or they go to the casino, or they go and roll up something for smoke type of thing, right? So it goes from beyond winding down to you're fixed on something and you can't wait until the day ends before you're able to go back to that particular behavior.
I think it depends on your value system and the objectives you have in life.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I value my profession, but it's not everything. I'm also a husband and I'm also a father.
Yeah.
And I'm also a normal person in society. I'm out there, hello, good morning, good evening. I don't want to be the doctor 24/7, 365. No, I don't. So I have my value system and I have my objectives. The moment I click off of work, I'm driving home. I've already talked to my wife on the phone. How are the kids? What I got to do? Go to the supermarket. I'm in another mode, another mental space, and that helps me not to need a substance to be able to perform.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because a point that I raised last week, Doc, was in my personal view, a lot of times addictive behavior can be tied to some type of mental health challenge where you're not able to regulate your emotions. For example, if you work in a high stress job, how do you regulate all of that feelings that you're carrying with you from 8 to 5 or beyond, whatever your working hours is, that you're able to put that aside and turn that off and not carry that with you at home or outside of your clocking out time, that you would need this substance to fill that void or to make you feel better. Is mental health associated with addictive behavior?
Addictive behavior is a mental health problem. It is. What's my answer? Quite simply, exercise and talk therapy.
Okay.
Even if it's not a professional, somebody that you trust, that you can talk to, even if you're talking nonsense, but talking with somebody outside of work, perhaps going to the stadium here in Belize City and walking a couple of laps and talking to, it could be a work companion or somebody else, and just talking. So talk therapy and exercise are fundamental.
So that could potentially help a person, especially working in a high stress job, to avoid these substances or anything else that could lead to an addictive behavior.
Of course, and I'm going to add now a little bit of diet processed foods.
Okay.
We come out of work and we want
that's a
something.
good point. There are some people addicted to that too.
Right, we come out of work and we want to get something sweet, something salty, something very fatty. And certain foods can give us a predilection towards addiction, especially sugar.
Now I want to take a look at the brain chemistry involved here, because I see you brought here with you a type of
props.
You know, some props to showcase exactly what's taking place when someone is addicted to something.
Right.
How does that look for the brain?
Okay, so common sense and my understanding, your questions and answering, this area in the front here is called the frontal lobe.
Okay.
Right? And this part at the bottom, especially called the prefrontal cortex, is very important in common sense. Me understanding yes, no, up, down, night, day. So this is where I make my conscious decisions to know I cannot be disrespectful to none of you or the camera crew or anybody out there, this part of my brain. When we talk about addiction, it's because other parts of the brain called the limbic system, and it has to do with parts in here, has to do with parts here on the side, which is above the ear. And if we take this model out, and what I like about this model is that I can divide it into two, take it apart, right? And these structures, not only on the surface here, but deep down, have to do with human emotions. So my control is in the front, in the forehead like we say in Belize, right? But when this is no longer able to keep control, it's because my limbic system has been disrupted and I'm right there in addiction. That's what it basically is.
So that is what doctors like yourself would have to target to be able to combat.
Okay, so
addiction?
right. So it's not. So this is working with a psychologist, a counselor, a psychiatrist, if and when medications are needed, if and when other modalities are needed. There's no magic pill, no magic injection. It's not a one-stop cures all. It's always a process, and a minimum detox period of time is about 30 days. 30 days I leave my phone aside. 30 days minimum I leave smoking marijuana or alcohol. Minimum for the brain to start to reset, and the limbic system, which is emotions, feelings, start to listen to the frontal lobe, which is the part that is in command, that's common sense. When you're addicted, this common sense area is not working too well. It's kind of like you have a bit of fog in your vision. That's what is happening to the brain. This one is not working well enough, and the limbic system is, everything is party, you know, I want to do this, that, and the other.
But 30 days, in essence, to begin kicking an addiction, right?
Yes.
But we don't have 30 days. That's the thing. When you look at interaction and your engagement, it's difficult for you to be left alone like 30 days, despite self-control being a factor or what have you. It's, to me, difficult to say you're going to remove yourself from whatever your addiction is over the period of a month or so. That means you'd have to be in total isolation.
Very few people can cold turkey. That's not the greatest statistic. First, you have to want. It's not because my wife is pushing me to do it or my mom is pushing me to do it. I have to want. And believe me, you need a professional. You can't do this without, or not a professional, perhaps a team of professionals at times. But start with somebody who's an expert. Even if it's the counselor or the psychologist, you start there. Because just going to a doctor to tell them, guess what, prescribe a pill is not the way to go, right? So many times it takes a team approach for you to be able to kick the bucket. The first 10 days, Isani, you're going to suffer. The first 10 days,
what happens in the first 10 days?
Well, remember I talked about the reward system, the dopamine up and the pain. So because you're not getting that high because of your addiction, that pain level is going up, 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 and you're miserable. You're anxious, you're depressed, you have insomnia, you're restless, you're irritable, you explode quite easily, you're impulsive. That's what happens to you. But eventually, after 10 days, between 10 and 20 days, it's a little bit better. It starts to compensate. Around day 30, it's more or less equaled off, even though it's not a complete fix. That's like just the first minimum period of time that a person would need to start to get this under control, and for brain networks or circuits in the brain to start to compensate. Because if you go back after 30 days and you do the action again, I take up the phone, I sniff the cocaine, I go back and look at the porn channel, I'm going to go back to stay, relapse. I go right back because it takes a period of time. Sometimes it takes weeks, months, or years for a person addicted to get back to perhaps a level of that you can perform that is decent enough.
What are some of the other technologies that are used? Because I see these fancy equipments here, but I have no idea what they're for.
Okay, this equipment you're seeing here is one of the machines that I use to reset the brain back to factory settings.
All right,
so you could reset the brain?
Yes, for many types of things I do. And addiction is one. But of course, don't get me wrong, it's not just Isani walks in and I'm going to put this machine on his head and it's done. No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Personally, I will work with the psychologist or the psychiatrist. We're going to have communication as professionals. I will ask the patient to be honest, because what I've found is that people with addictions lie.
Maybe
they lie to themselves.
Yes, they do, but perhaps maybe it's not wanting to lie, but they arrive late to their consult, for example, 5 minutes late. Oh, there was traffic. But there was no traffic. They wanted, I don't know, sorry, they wanted an extra 2 minutes to watch GB.
Well, if that was
that's not a bad excuse. I actually would take that one.
But they're arriving late to my consult.
Okay, so they lie a lot.
They lie a lot.
And then, okay, so what happens? They come to your office and you ask them, what do you ask them?
Well, to be honest with you, most people who have addictions don't come to see me first. They go to other professionals, and if they've hit a wall, then that's when many times they turn looking for a very extreme type of option. This isn't extreme. This is modern neuroscience, these apparatus, and this one is called TMS, one of the several machines are what we call TMS, which is called transcranial magnetic stimulation. This one works with a system of magnets whereby we rearrange the brain. If it's too hyper, I bring it down. If it's too low, I bring it up. I go compensating the highways, the traffic that runs on the highways.
Can we see it? Can we see how it looks?
Sure, definitely.
Okay, so you set that on someone's head.
Yeah, I think Isani can
Isani, I think you should go.
When did I become guinea pig?
So is this the front?
No, that's the back.
This is the back. Okay.
That's the back, right.
Isani,
right.
We're about to reset whatever's wrong with you.
Right, this doesn't hurt. Right, this doesn't hurt. So it has a system of magnets right in the front and the back and on top. And then, of course, you know, I have some knobs there. I can adjust it depending on the head size. I connect to this machine, and then I go programming.
And then you just shock his brain.
It's not a shock. They're magnetic fields. So
and
there's different
we'll
technologies.
Fix whatever's wrong with him, guys.
This particular machine also works with blood circulation. So I'm able to put a couple of parameters. You feel it vibrates. So I can make it vibrate, or I can make it not vibrate. And depending on how it's working, those vibrations and also the magnetic fields is how I go changing the patterns
like a
in the brain.
frequency.
Yes, I go working on the frequencies, the brain waves in the brain tissue.
Is this I could take it off for you now. Is this like a therapy that you would have to do multiple sessions of?
Definitely. I mean, a person who has addiction, I won't get you better in one session or 2 sessions. That's not possible. I mean, I use it for so many types of neurological or mental health disorders, and addiction being one, you know, to see valid results, perhaps after 10 sessions, people will start to see a shift. And this is not just a miracle machine. Again, I say it's a team approach we have to use, because you're not getting the counseling and being given the responsibilities that you need to do when you're on addiction. You're not going to get better just coming and using a machine or buying one.
Wow. Well, I mean, I imagine now, after people seeing that there's technology like this here in Belize, they might want to reach out to you as well. At what point do we decide to consider this? Because you mentioned that it takes several persons. It's not just yourself. So do you recommend persons who might feel that they have an addiction, or if maybe family members are saying, hey, I think you might need to address this, do you recommend that they go to see a psychologist first and then wind up at your office if they're not seeing any solutions?
I would say simultaneously, because what I do usually is see where they are, and if I figure out that, you know, with what the psychologist is doing, it can work, then I tell them, guess what, let's hold off on this, let's do some other measures, let's try to organize your life, give some other suggestions that's going to help with what the psychologist is doing, perhaps how you're eating, whatever supplements you're taking, minimize certain stimulants like caffeine, coffee during the day, try to have more restful sleep, when to take your showers. So I give them general advice, and if it's needed, perhaps I might tell them 4 sessions. And that helps the psychologist to do his or her work better by being able to prime the brain and setting it in mode to be more receptive.
All right. Well, this has been quite an interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Doc, for stopping by. As we wrap up now, I'll ask if you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with our viewers.
Oh, definitely. That you may not think you have an addiction, but I'm going to repeat. When you lose the choice over what you consume and you're not aware of it, and your loved ones are telling you you have a problem, you have an addiction.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope other persons will be taking advantage of this information. All right, at this time, we take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the next conversation is turning up the Christmas chair with Cellular World.
brought you some presents.
Merry Christmas, Grandma. We brought you some presents.
Here you go.
Hi, Dad. So, how has she been?
Darling, she has her moments. Some days good, some days bad. Some days she recognizes me, some days she doesn't. But you know what? Love is not forgotten. Love is always there. Always.
That's so true, Dad. You know, maybe it's time for one of those good moments, one of those good days. Hi, Mom. Let's go for a ride. Come. Let's go for a ride, Mom. Come. All right, watch your step, Mommy. Watch your step. All right, take your time. Look, Mom, this is where you grew up. Remember? You used to tell us about playing hopscotch in the yard. See, Mom, now we're coming up to the famous swing bridge. You said Dad used to walk his bike across here with you. Yes, you remember? Oh, and look, we're in town now. And we're coming up to your old job, Mom. Now it's called the Lee's Bank. You remember?
Oh, John used to wait for me every day after work.
Uh-huh. Oh, Casey. You're remembering. Remember, Mommy? You and Daddy got married here.
Oh, yes. Oh, I was so nervous that day. Oh, it was the happiest day of my life. The first time I saw John, I knew he was the one.
Aww. There you are, Mom.
We better head home. John is all alone with the children.
Yes, let's go.
John!
Mary!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, my love. Merry Christmas. Let's go inside, darling. Let's go inside. Merry Christmas, my love. Merry Christmas.
Guys, somebody thief Christmas! Open your eyes, streets gone too.
Somebody call police, call Coast Guard, BDF, Santa, anybody with a badge.
This could be the biggest story of the year.
Guys, we need headlines. What about no Christmas tree? Big problem.
I hope you never thief the security footage as well.
Wait, how we want to sell Christmas packages with no Christmas?
Courtney, they thief Christmas.
What? I hope that never Grinch.
It is the Grinch.
Make him look dangerous, but Christmassy.
Okay, posting now.
For this, we need the eye in the sky.
Okay, guys, prompter is loaded.
Audio check. Ready to go live.
Stand by in 3, 2, 1.
Christmas has been stolen by none other than the Grinch. We now go to Paul Lopez for a live report.
Yes, Sabrina. Eyewitnesses saw him struggling, carrying all that Christmas decorations. He couldn't have gotten too far. We spoke.
Excuse me, Paul. I'm being told we have a sighting of this green menace in our backyard.
Ha, we got him green-handed.
At GBM, not even the Grinch could cancel Christmas.
This past year, we have enjoyed creating moments to bring you and your families together. And this holiday season, we wish you and your families even more togetherness, with moments filled with love, laughter, and joy. We wish you a Merry Christmas and much success in the new year from all of us here at GBM.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our second conversation, and it's all about Cellular World turning up the Christmas cheer. We have here with us Marketing Manager Fernando Santos to tell us a bit about Cellular World has going on. And I know that this is just off the heels of the first GST-free weekend in December, so I imagine you guys had quite a busy weekend as well.
Completely.
But Fernando, it's a pleasure having you here once more. I remember you were here with us last week as well for Gimme 5.
Right.
So what has been the latest since then? I mean, there's a lot going on over your side.
Exactly, as you said, we had a crazy weekend, and it was so exciting to see everybody coming up for GST free. It's a very special season to make it more available for people to get the really special gifts that we've been looking forward to get, not for ourselves but for the loved ones at our house. So definitely we are looking forward to getting more days like this. And as well, in those days where we still have to pay GST, we are making it even easier with our promotions for the month of December, and that's our goal for this month.
All right, well, let's talk about that. I think I want to set the tone by highlighting first off what you can get at Cellular World, because gone are the days of just walking in and getting a cellular device at Cellular World.
Exactly.
There's much more than that now, so perhaps we can begin there. What can you get at Cellular World?
Correct. So at Cellular World, what we bring is the whole range of technology for every moment of your day. From when you wake up, you might need a smartwatch to track your fitness level. These days they track even the stress that you have carrying with you, so you can monitor and go well throughout your day. As well, you can find with us a nice TV with which you can watch Open Your Eyes every morning in the best definition with Samsung and TCL that we bring. And as well, if you're looking for a healthy lifestyle, we have now a wide range of appliances that can help you to coordinate your meals, know what is in your fridge, and give you the latest recipes to try something new. And when you go out, you might need the best technology in sound and with smartphones, so you can have your music with you, all of your photos and memories stored together. And we bring a wide variety of phones and speakers from JBL, those that people love throughout the year to get the best music, whether they are fitness enthusiasts, whether they are party goers. We have one special gift for everybody this season, and especially what we love bringing is our warranties with the products that everybody loves, so that they can know that when they're choosing Cellular World, they're choosing reliability and support from us.
Are you guys observing any particular trend this shopping season in terms of items that people demand?
Yes, right now people are going for the extra special one, making the extra effort to get a nice Samsung Galaxy S series, something that will last for many, many years, because it's the best of the best in terms of cellular technology. As well, right now we have been trying to make sure that everybody gets to experience the Samsung lifestyle with our appliances. And especially on our French door fridges, which have incredible discounts up to $1,700.
Wow.
People have been looking to get a new fridge with smart technology for their homes. And it's something that it's not just a present for moms, because a lot of guys like me like to cook and having the best technology at home. So it's really cool to see in our homes now the ability to stay connected with every device of our home, see how much we're consuming, and at the same time enjoy the international standard of the latest technology.
You know, I haven't been able to stop in at Cellular World most recently, especially since there's been the additional items like appliances.
Yes.
I come from that generation of associating Cellular World with just a cell phone device, or even some computers as well. But when we think of the Samsung lifestyle, what does that look like? Especially when we're looking at appliances as well. You mentioned French doors, refrigerator, or smart refrigerators. What does a smart fridge do?
Well, a smart fridge takes some of the burdens off of you and makes the work easier every day. And it works smart so that you can make better decisions, so you can have less worries throughout the day. For example, it happens a lot that we're rushing through the morning and we leave our fridge doors open. Well, a smart fridge from Samsung will tell you, hey, close me because you left the door open.
What do you mean it'll tell me?
It starts ringing a little bit.
Okay.
And if you connect it to your phone, it can also send you a notification because we know that we are connected to the phone most of the time. And it won't let you keep it open without supervision, so it can let you know, hey, it's time to close it because you're going to waste energy on it.
Yeah.
As well, it can monitor how much throughout the day you're spending energy, so it can tell you maybe you should be more conscious about how frequently you open your doors. And as well, they can help you with artificial intelligence that they can detect with a system of cameras inside what groceries you're putting inside the fridge, their expiry date, and let you know, hey, you haven't been using this for a while.
Now that I like. I like that one.
What I appreciate about Samsung is that you can create an entire ecosystem within your home using smart, right?
Correct.
Where, like for me, because I'm a music lover, I like audio equipment and stuff. The moment I get into range, all my devices automatically turn on from my phone. But it's the same if you have a refrigerator or a stove or washing machine that's part of that ecosystem.
Correct.
You're able to control almost everything from your phone itself.
Exactly.
And I think that's the beauty of it.
Exactly. Just imagine if you have your Samsung Crystal UHD or a QLED new TV, they can work as the SmartThings hub on your house. So you can see, okay, from my TV, I can tell the soundbar to turn on to give me a nice stereo system. And then I can transfer that information to my fridge and say, okay, let's play something on Spotify. And let me see what recipes I can make from the items I have in my fridge. Or I want to do this recipe. What items am I missing? And as well, if you have everything ready, you can go to your app and say, okay, stove, let's preheat the oven. On the microwave, if you're cooking something, we have an over-the-range microwave that also comes with ventilation. So if you start cooking on your stove, it gets the vapor out of your kitchen. And as well, if you are trying to thaw something out of the freezer, you can put it on the microwave and it detects how cold it is. So that you can give it a certain amount of time, but if it's not ready, the microwave will readjust for you, so it's ready every time. And you take the guesswork out of it, and it's perfect every single time.
Excellent.
We also recently gave away a smart washing machine as well. That is also one of the appliances that you can get over at Cellular World. I want to talk a bit about some of the smart washing machines that you have available, because if I'm not mistaken, that one had kind of like a touch display as well. Can you talk about those?
Yes, I remember, and congratulations to Miss Maria. I remember her so well, and it's so exciting to be able to give those kinds of gifts to our customers here in Belize. And that's only one of the several washing and dryer machines that come with smart technology. And that one in particular, you can connect to your phone and schedule the different cycles that you need through the day. For example, if you know that certain days of the week your clothes come more dirty than usual, then you can leave it to the washing machine to detect how dirty the clothes are and adjust the level of detergent and softener than it needs. Or if, for example, it has happened to me sometimes that it's too late at night, I forgot to put the clothes on. So the next morning you have to rush in, and you know that throughout the day you're not going to be at home. But with a Samsung Tower laundry hub, it comes with a dryer and washer. So you can leave it, just throw it into the washer, and throughout the day you can tell, I need it to be ready by 5 when I come back. And it's ready for you to just put on the dryer, because the washer does the job itself. It can detect how much detergent it needed, how long it needs, and especially, you know what happens this day? When you have a regular washer, it can take up to 2 hours to finish a cycle.
Yes.
And
Yes.
all the movement harms the clothing. So Samsung has special presets to make extra fast washers, even like 30-minute cycles, that take care of your clothes and make them last for longer in better conditions.
Yeah, especially clothing that aren't very soiled.
Exactly. You don't want them to be worn down from all the movement, but instead they come with special technologies like EcoBubble that integrates airflow into the mix and make a much more efficient washing cycle to protect your clothes and protect your wallet, because a shorter cycle means less energy consuming.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of protecting your wallet, let's talk some savings.
Yes.
What's taking place for the remainder of the month? We know that another GST free weekend is upon us, but aside from that, it's the month of December.
Yes.
People are going to be shopping either way. What can people expect in terms of discounts or sales if you're having any of those?
Yes, we have everything right now on discount. We have our Samsung Galaxy A series on the best price of the market. We really want to make sure that if somebody has been looking to an upgrade of on their phones, they can get it right now with us with 1-year warranty as well. So it's a lot of value and trust that they can have in us for all of their presents. And as well, if somebody has been looking for a new tablet for their kids, which is a lot of healthy entertainment, we have a new series of Amazon tablets starting at only $205 and ensuring hours and hours of healthy entertainment, education, and fun that people can trust. But as well, people don't have to wait until the next GST free weekend, because every Tuesday we're launching a special surprise unwrap, that's how we call it, that every Tuesday we're going to launch an exclusive offer, so people get an even greater discount from what we have right now every Tuesday of the month of December. For example, we will have exclusive deals on our TVs, on our smartphones, on video games consoles, because, you know, if you have a guy at home, maybe a partner, a kid that loves to play FIFA, that plays Fortnite, it's a really good time to get them the newest video games consoles, and we'll have them also in our Tuesday unwraps. So I invite everybody to follow us on our social media to find out which is going to be tomorrow's first unwrap of the year.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Fernando, for stopping by and giving us the update over at Cellular World. We're excited to see what those unwrapping will be looking like, and we'll be following you guys for the remainder of the month.
Thank you so much. And as well, we'll be going to Punta Gorda and Bella Vista this weekend to bring these same Christmas deals over there to the south and make a Christmas special for everybody.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
All right, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, next conversation is playing and winning with purpose, the $1 million jackpot.
All I need this Christmas time is to keep your heart near mine. Smart's the way I'm gonna reach you. Every message, every call. I don't need a gift to hold, just a voice that feels like home when the date is flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you. season warm and bright. Smart connects our hearts tonight. All we want this Christmas time is that feeling so divine. Sharing joy across the nation. Smart connects our families. Keeping every heart in touch. 'Cause the season means so much. When the data's flowing through, Smart's connecting me straight to you.
May every hello, I miss you, and Merry Christmas find its way through.
Because no distance is too far when we're smartly connected.
Merry Christmas!
Smart, bringing people together.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Driving around, particularly during this holiday season, can be quite an experience. Families are out shopping and the streets are buzzing with excitement. It reminds me that this season is all about connections, and it starts with how we treat each other, even on the road. When I'm behind the wheel, I always remind myself that being on the road is more than just following the rules. It's about looking out for each other and making sure we all get home safely to our families. This season, let's continue to be alert and be kind on the road. Be courteous, give way, and stay safe. A message from BEL.
Welcome back. Joining us this morning for our third conversation are representatives from the Belize Government Lotteries Limited. In studio with us this morning is the Managing Director, Janelle Espat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And she's joined by Alex Guerra. He's the IT Assistant at BGLL. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're talking about the $1 million jackpot.
That's right.
It's here again. There's
It
an
is.
opportunity for Belizeans to get in it to win it.
That's right.
Other than what's at stake, we already know it's $1 million up for grabs. What traction has it taken on this time around in terms of perhaps people who are interested in purchasing tickets and what have you?
Well, it was off to a slow start. We're starting to see now where sales are picking up significantly. We're 12 days away today, so there's only 12 days
The draw is
left
on the 20th,
on the
right?
20th of December. So we only have 12 days left to purchase your tickets. So the time is coming very near, and we're excited to be here today to promote the $1 million jackpot, and we want to encourage our players to buy their tickets early. Don't wait until the last minute. We found last year when we had the 1 in a million anniversary jackpot drawing, there were a lot of disappointed players who stood in line and didn't make it in time and were unable to get their tickets. So just to remind everyone, the cutoff time for the purchasing of the tickets is on December 20th at 11:50 a.m. After 11:50 a.m. on December 20th, you will no longer be able to purchase a ticket. The drawing takes place at 12 noon on December 20th.
So 15 minutes
time is
between
of the essence.
15 minutes between the time when it's cut off to the time when it's
10
drawn.
minutes.
11:50.
Minutes.
Yeah.
From 11:50, and we cut off, and the drawing takes place at 12 noon.
So you could literally go up to the wire like.
Yes, yes. And we actually extended that a little bit this year. Last year, the drawing cutoff for the purchasing was the night before. So this year we decided to cut off 10 minutes before the drawing. So similar to our regular drawings that we have on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-number series, right?
It is. It's a 4-number sequence. So any 4-number sequence from 0000 to 9999. And you must purchase in the same order that is drawn.
Yeah.
So once you've purchased your wager for the number that's drawn, you're a winner. What we do is we guarantee that there will be at least one winner. So we will, after every drawing that occurs, we will check to see if there's a winner, and there must be at least one winner. If there is not, we will draw again until there is at least one winner.
When you said the order in which you purchased the number, so for instance, if I buy 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It has to be drawn in that manner.
In that order.
For me, in that order, sorry,
yeah,
for me to win.
Exact order, yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
I want to talk about the technology behind this type of, I guess, system in terms of selecting these numbers. And we have here with us Alex Guerra speaking perhaps about the behind the scenes aspect of it, the technology of it. How will we go about selecting the numbers, and how can we determine if there's a winner immediately?
Okay, so the selecting of the numbers, it's not technology based, so to speak. It's a lot manual. So then we have the machine that uses air pressure to move around the balls, and then based on that, it at random, whenever the drawing supervisor hits the button, then the number pops up.
Yeah.
Right? So we can't control that, and that's for the same reason they want to keep it as random as possible. Now, when it comes to checking to see if that number sequence, someone has already bought it, as soon as the 4 numbers are picked, we will go into our internal system, type in the 4 digits, and then just query our entire database to see if anyone has bought that specific ticket. If someone has, or multiple persons have bought it, then we say, okay, this is the winning number, the drawing is hereby closed, right?
Yeah.
And then those persons need to provide the actual physical ticket or the electronic one that they did win.
Now, we're calling it the $1 million jackpot, but really, if there's more than one person coming out as winning with the 4-digit number, they would have to split that $1 million, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that, just to not have any type of communication issue, any confusion. It's $1 million on the line, but if me and Isani had the same digit, we'll have to split that $1 million. Of course, I'd give him 40% of it and I'd take 60. But let's talk about that.
Yes, it is $1 million that's being raffled, so to speak. And that $1 million will be shared among the number of winners that we have.
Right.
So last year, for example, we had 14 winners. So each winner took home $71,428, I believe it was.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot,
Yeah.
yes.
For $5 a chance, right?
Yes,
For
for
$5.
$5 a chance.
Talk about the purpose behind this initiative, though, because it's the first of its kind, at least last year. Now we're repeating it this year. But what's the main purpose behind it?
Well, last year when we did it, it was to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. And it was a hit. So we decided to bring it back again this year. We intend to use the profits that we make from the sale of the $1 million jackpot to contribute to a charitable organization. So the funds from the ordinary Bolito and jackpot lottery are used to fund the NHI program primarily. With the $1 million jackpot, though, it's a separate game, and the profits from the $1 million jackpot will be used to donate to a charitable organization.
Now, when we say a charitable organization, do we have like a list of charities that we're already considering? Can charities put their organizations forward to request for donations? How will that work, deciding which charity gets the funding?
Our board will make that decision. There has been some organizations that have been discussed. We've looked at kidney and dialysis. We've looked at the chemotherapy at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. We've looked at the Cancer Society. So there are many, and they're all, I'm sure, very needy and could definitely put this money to good use. But at the end of the day, the board will make the final decision what charity or charities will be the money will be donated to.
For the benefit of our viewers, perhaps those who may not be Bolido purchasers or what have you, where can they purchase these tickets and how is that process?
Okay, so the tickets are available for purchase from any of our sub-agents countrywide. So anywhere you normally would buy your Bolido or Sunday lottery tickets. In addition to that, you can purchase on the Fui Bolido app, which we launched just a little over, like 2 months ago, maybe. And then there's also the option of purchasing through our web portal at fuibolido.bz. So there's 3 different ways that you can purchase.
All right. And you mentioned the drawing date is on the 20th of December at 12
noon.
12 noon. However, you have up until 11:50 also on the 20th of December to purchase those tickets, and they're only going for $5. Now, after that person is selected, or that sequence of numbers are selected, and you realize you won, what do?
Well, it depends how you purchased your ticket.
Okay.
If the ticket which was purchased on the Fui Bolido app or at fuibolido.bz, then the winnings, as long as you have a bank account set up as your preferred payout method, the winnings will be automatically deposited to your bank account.
Really?
Yes. If you purchased at one of the sub-agents, then you'll have a paper ticket, and that must be redeemed in person at the Belize Government Lotteries Limited's office in Belmopan. If your profile on the Fui Bolido app or the fuibolido.bz portal is set up for your DigiWallet account, then there is a threshold of $50,000 that could be paid out to a DigiWallet account. So in that case, again, if you do not have a bank account, then you would need to visit the office in Belmopan, and we will make payment by check.
So this entire process has gone digital in terms of being able to purchase Bolido online, for instance. What has that been like in terms of ease of use and the interest in using this preferred method as opposed to going to the sub-agent and purchasing a physical ticket?
Well, it that depends who the user is. Because I personally have met some people where I promote to them, hey, we have the app, it's a lot easier more now. And they're like, no, I don't want that. I prefer going to the store. Yeah, they're like, okay, I have more luck going to the store and picking out my numbers, writing it down on a piece of paper. Because there's some people who would not even tell you out loud the numbers that they want. They have to write it down and then give you the piece of paper so that they buy it, right? Primarily, we targeted the app and the portal for the younger generations just to try to acquire that market. And we have seen an uptick on users starting to, new users starting to buy Bolido, as well as those tech-savvy users who used to go to the store now have incorporated the app on their daily life. So it's a lot easier now. For example, let's say you're busy at work, you leave work late, 6 o'clock. You're tired, you have to go and make dinners, you have to go and feed the kids, you have all other things to do, and you forget to stop by the store to buy your Bolido. Now you have the convenience at the palm of your hands. You have up to $8.50 from Monday to Friday to buy your Bolido, right? You can just take 2 minutes at most to complete the entire transaction, and then you can secure your Bolido ticket that night.
Yeah. Nice. And for persons who might have not downloaded the app as yet, can you get it on both Apple Store and Samsung devices or Android devices?
As of right now, it's still available on the App Store for Android devices, but unfortunately for Google, they have some policy against gambling specifically on this region. So they have informed us that they will be removing the app, but we don't know when. We just have to wait. That's why
Google?
On Google for all Android devices, essentially.
Okay.
For Apple, that one, there's no issue there. They did accept the app, and we have no problem updating the app with Apple. So for all our iOS users, they can continue using it. They can download it. It's not an issue. That's
and
why.
What do you need to set up an account?
You would just need a email address and a phone number.
Okay.
So as long as you have an email address and a phone number, you'll be able to set it up. The app does ask you to update your payment information, so your profile. You have to use currently a DigiWallet account to make any purchases on the app. To pay out, you can choose to pay out to your same DigiWallet account or to any local bank account or credit union as well.
What I enjoy about it is the fact that the ease of doing business and collecting a payment once you've won saves you time. You don't have to go and stand in a line and then expose yourself if that's the case. Because you know when you hit that jackpot,
there are some
people know you don't hit that jackpot.
That ticket feel like fire in your hand.
There are some users that do win a pretty hefty amount, and you know it's a lot of looking over your shoulders once you go to redeem it to any of our agents.
All right. Well, let's remind our viewers once more of how they can go about purchasing their tickets, the deadline, and of course that drawing date.
So the tickets are available for purchase for $5 for a ticket. You can purchase at any of our sub-agents countrywide on the Fui Bolido app or at fuibolido.bc. And once again, I encourage everyone to buy their tickets ASAP. Time is drawing nearer. We're only 12 days away from the drawing. The drawing will take place on December 20th, Saturday, December 20th. It will be a live drawing held at our drawing office in Belmopan, so the public is welcome to come and witness the drawing. And again, I would like to remind everyone that the winner or winners of the $1 million, it goes beyond the prize that you'll be winning. All of the profits that are made from the sales of the $1 million jackpot will be used for a charitable organization in Belize. So at the end of the day, everyone will benefit from the $1 million jackpot.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the next topic is a bit of a hot discussion currently taking place. When we come back, we want to get your thoughts on this as well. Should alcohol companies be held accountable for the social effects of their products? That's a discussion when we come back.
Weekend is going to be massive. Shop at any of our Benny's entity this Saturday and Sunday for our massive weekends. 19% off plus no GST equals huge savings. Enjoy as much as 50% off on select items, leaving you with even more cash in your pocket. With falling prices and massive deals going on right now, you save even more. And don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Don't have the app yet? You can easily download via Google Play or App Store and sign up to start earning your B-Bucks. So visit a Benny's store or Benny's entity near you on Saturday, December 6th and 20th from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sunday, December 7th and 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Huge savings, no GST. It's the Massive X Massive Weekends only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
All I need this Christmas time is to keep your heart near mine. Smart's the way I'm gonna reach you. Every message, every call. I don't need a gift to hold, just a voice that feels like home when the date is flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you. May every hello I miss you, every Merry Christmas too. Through the season warm and bright, Smart connects our hearts tonight. All we want this Christmas time is that feeling so divine. Sharing joy across the nation, Smart connects our families, keeping every heart in touch. 'Cause the season means so much when the data's flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you.
May every hello, I miss you, and Merry Christmas find its way through.
Because no distance is too far when we're smartly connected.
Merry Christmas!
Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're winding things down with our final conversation this morning, and perhaps one of the more relevant conversations as well. I remember it was just Friday we were having a very similar conversation where alcohol consumption is concerned, and then this morning speaking about addictive personalities and even including alcohol in that conversation as well. We say all of this to say that it's a very relevant discussion at this time, especially after a recent report came out where it was noted that there has been an alarming rate of persons consuming alcohol here in Belize, and even from younger ages as well, as Sani. Now, with that conversation and those statistics, there are many discussions along the lines of what could be contributing to this, especially young people consuming alcohol or just people in general abusing this substance. One of the topics and one of the suggestions coming forward has been producers. Are they to blame? Should we be seeing producers and alcohol companies being held accountable for the social effects of their products? That's the discussion that we want to have this morning. We of course want to include you guys in the conversation as well, and perhaps we can begin. Isani, it was just Friday, as I mentioned, we were having this discussion, and there were some callers who called in and essentially said the very same thing. They felt that producers or these companies that produce alcoholic beverages, they should be held accountable. I kind of have the view that it's an individual responsibility of consumers. I believe that, of course, these companies, they should place on their labels that you should be consuming responsibly. We see that on alcohol bottles, we see that on cigarette packs, but ultimately, I believe that there's a responsibility that each and every one of us should have where consuming is concerned. It starts with yourself. What's your position?
Well, okay, first of all, I wouldn't look at it from a devil's advocate perspective.
No.
I totally agree with what you're saying, so I'll also bat from that angle.
Okay, sure.
Right?
That's fine.
There's a responsibility to be borne by any company that produces or manufactures the things that we consume that may be detrimental to our health or physical well-being. Man, I sound very technical, but the truth of the matter is that while the company would put a disclaimer, so to speak, on the bottle or on the pack of cigarette, you, the individual, have a responsibility to exercise as to how much of that you're going to consume, under what conditions you're going to be consuming it, and knowing upfront what the effect of abusing it would be.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll use myself as an example. I enjoy having a good drink, right? But I know that when I pick up a bottle, I'm not going to go overboard with that because I know the adverse effect of it. So first of all, I don't drink to get a hangover simply because I have a case front of me or 3 bottles front of me or whatever. No, I wouldn't. That starts with me having self-control, right? 2, you have to know your limits. And it goes along with self-control. So even if I could sit there and have a half case for argument's sake, do I really need to consume a half case today or this morning or what? No, I don't, right? Now, would I blame the company if I got a hangover? Would I blame the company if, for argument's sake, I'm operating some kind of machinery and then because of my inhibitions, I ended up making a mistake, I knocked down somebody or I chop off my hand or whatever the case may be because I was consuming alcohol? Do I blame the company for that?
So then what do you say in regards to accessibility? Because there are a lot of these products as well that are very, very affordable. Let's look at the Badman, for example.
So I agree with that. Excuse me. I won't argue from the point of view of accessibility because let's face it, you could go anywhere and purchase any quantity of liquor in Belize, right? Either from the Badman all the way to the Elephant Foot, you could go anywhere and you'll find that, right?
Yeah.
I think part of, and this is just a social observation on my end, right? Badman was introduced in about 2020, the COVID years, right? And again, this is only my observation. It came at a time when, because of the economic downturn as a result of the COVID pandemic, people could not afford the regular quart or the liter or the elephant foot of their drink of choice. The local distilleries, what they ended up doing was give her that little fun pack, so to speak, right? So if you can't afford the $13 for the quart or whatever, here's an option. It's $2.50 for the small one. That has created an addiction that I haven't seen before.
So then perhaps that is where you could hold these producers accountable then. Is that fair to say?
The onus is still on the consumer, right? So while yes, it's more convenient that if you don't have the money to buy a quart, you can purchase a smaller quantity, that is still a choice that you are making, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when I look around, this thing is at epidemic level, if you really think about it. I watch people go to China, and I hate the expression, but it is what it is, right? People go to a China shop. I want a bad man, I want a bottle of water, or a bad man, I want shilling water. And that's the mixture. And they go about knocking that down. What's even worse is that you go to these places and you have people standing around begging you for change to do just that.
Yeah.
Right? It would have been difficult, or different, should I say, pre-COVID. People won't stand at the shop begging you for something that is expensive, that is out of their reach, right? But now that it's only $2.50, $3 or whatever, that's easier to come by. So you find that you have more people out there soliciting and begging to feed their fix, so to speak, right?
One of the other concerns that we also mentioned, and I think it's still worthy of discussing, is accessibility for young people. I mean, we know that these
is the
stores,
part that is alarming.
These stores should not be selling minors alcohol under any circumstance, even if they say, you know, I could buy it for my uncle, for my granny, for my auntie, for my daddy, for my mommy.
It is illegal.
It is illegal. But a lot
on paper,
of these...
But on paper, because there's no enforcement. And there's no one there to tell the grocer, you cannot sell this cigarette, you cannot sell this alcohol, this spirit to someone who's below the age of 18. So you'll go to any store and it's visibly plastered on the wall, right?
Yeah.
No alcoholic beverage shall be sold to anyone below the age of 18 as per law, or whatever the case may be. But that's just there. It's not enforced.
Could the lack of enforcement on these grocers be, could that be a contributing factor to young people being introduced to alcohol and abusing it eventually as well?
To be fair to the situation, Sab, I think it's several factors that are at play here. Because even if the grocer is responsible and not selling the minor, the cigarette, or the spirit, some of us have bottles of alcohol loosely at home, and so kids still have access to it, right? My thing is, it's such a cultural thing in Belize, right? It's almost as if though drinking or smoking at a certain age becomes a rite of passage.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I come from a traditional family, right? On my dad's side, nobody no drink. The Cayetanos are like super straight when it comes to that. They don't consume. But on my mother's side, right? We're all social people, and that's where the party is, and that's the trait that I come with, so to speak, right? But we all have a responsibility, not only to ourselves, but to our families and our loved ones, right?
Yeah.
So that you have to know when to draw the line. And I'm glad that we had the conversation with Dr. Cervantes before we had this conversation, because it puts certain things into perspective for me, and I'm hoping that for you guys, the viewers as well, that it would put certain things in alignment.
Yeah.
So that when you abuse anything, Sab, you have to prepare yourself for the adverse effects of it, right? So if it's alcohol abuse, you have to prepare yourself that, well, diabetes not that far, right? You have to tell yourself, you know what, cirrhosis is not far away either, or I may end up in an unfortunate accident or something where I'm under the influence and I could not make a proper decision in that moment. I know I have to suffer the consequences of it.
Yeah. I hate having to be the one prompting, but these are all different thoughts crossing my mind right now, because you spoke, Isani, of introduction to alcohol for young people being almost like a rite of passage. And I know for a lot of families that would go about introducing young people to alcohol, they would go on the excuse of, you know, I prefer be the one to introduce my son to the taste of beer than he go out with a friend and abuse it and get drunk. And you're laughing, Isani. Why?
I'm laughing because I'll be, again, there's nothing to hide here where this is concerned, right?
When did you have
There
your
was
first taste of beer?
I'll leave that one alone. but I'll say this in earnest, right? There was an incident, and I always use this thing as a teaching moment for myself, and perhaps when my kids come of age, and if that's the case, then we'll have that discussion. But I could always recall this one thing, right? A group of us guys were hanging out when I was still at home with my parents, and Saturday, man, they hang out with a drink, we do what we do, right? And an aunt of mine came to visit, and she totally frowned on the idea that, here we are, young men, we're outside in the yard, we're having a drink or what have you. And she asked my mom, why do you condone this happening here or whatever, right? My mom told her, frankly, I prefer that it's done here than if he's outside or somewhere else where he will endanger himself or someone would, But that doesn't justify. It's simply saying, look, if you'll do certain things, at least have it in a controlled environment, if that's the case, right?
Do you believe, though, that could contribute to extended exposure for young people and them even wanting to continue drinking even under the age limit?
The thing is, Sab, and again, it goes back to this being a cultural thing.
Because it's accepted in the household. So if mommy tell me I could drink one side the wrong, man, I'm a big man now, I could drink one mommy the wrong.
I'll take a stab at the old school, right? Old soul, right? I remember in Standard 6, this would have been somewhere in the early 90s, right? Graduation day, a group of friends and what have you. After the graduation, everybody said, well, we're going to buy a bottle of night train. People 12, 13 years old, 14 coming out of primary school.
Forgive me, what a night train.
That's what I'm saying, I'll take a stab at the old school. But yes. Seriously, I'm saying that this has been around for all these many years.
Yeah.
So if there was the exposure back then, early 90s, as I'm saying, imagine before that. Imagine now, right? Now with technology, everything is ubiquitous. You turn on your tablet or your device, you could say, well, bottle of Ciroc, you could say whatever it is, and people are drinking and consuming, and it's social, and it's taken as normal.
So, to wrap up this conversation, essentially we are saying the very same thing that I opened up with. We believe that this boils down to personal responsibility, personal decisions. If you want to hold producers accountable, perhaps we should be having that conversation where accessibility and affordability of it is concerned.
No, I'll say this, right? There is a thing called corporate social responsibility.
We spoke about that on Friday as well.
So that if you're manufacturing tobacco products or you're manufacturing spirits, then you, the company, bear a certain responsibility to the society that you're feeding this thing to.
Yes.
Right? And I'm not saying take the blame out on yourself. No, that's business, that's for profit. But you also have to acknowledge that you are part of that entire scenario that is being painted.
So should we see then these companies be supporting perhaps rehabilitation centers as well, giving donations to them?
Or use some of the spoils of their business to invest in other meaningful things that build society as well.
All right. Well, that's the final note we're leaving on. Again, let us know your thoughts on this. We appreciate your feedback. At this time, we will be wrapping up this discussion, and we'll be taking our final break. And when we come back, we wrap up the show.
Essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Alrighty, we are winding things down after a wonderful Monday morning, and we want to say thank you to everyone who joined us this morning. It is December 8th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook, that's Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents, that's OIE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OIE phone number, that's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
And your hearts open.
have a wonderful Monday, Belize. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.